We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next DLC fighter. Actually, hardly anyone knows what we'll be announcing today, even among Nintendo staff
Everest, don't make me hit you.
The development team and other stakeholders have been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy, which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been broadcast. So it won't be available right away. Please understand that it will take a little time. I think even many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, wow, really? So, let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest information. However, even if you say, that's not the character I was picturing, I hope you don't have any hard feelings. We've prepared a fighter reveal video. Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is pretty quickly. Now, let's do this.
Oh my god, let's do this! I'm ready, I'm ready. Ah! Oh my god, I was right! I was right! It's Byleth!
The time has finally come to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharat upon our enemies!
I don't care, this is worth it. I like it. Man, he's gonna have some sick moveset, man.
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be.
Yo, it's Byleth, though.
Are you prepared to die? I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet...
Yo, this trailer is hype.
There is no other choice. You must join Smash. Join Smash, brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
That's great. I love that. He's gonna have some wicked ass reach, man. Join Smash House.
So joining Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
Oh shit, that stage! Yo, okay, so it's them in the background. Oh, you got another tether recovery. Why are they killing him? Who else? Wait, who else?
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you wield the sword as well? What will you do?
The female one now.
Huh. So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it. I reward your cleverness this time.
Yeah, we're gonna... Ooh, that shot though. Yes! Yes!
How is this?
Yes! I get to use a bow! Byleth is officially the best! Byleth recruits Byleth!
Of anyone, you should be able to handle the hero's relics.
Oh my god, perfect!
With Arid Fire, strike with superior reach.
I am maining this character. I love it already.
Mir's overwhelming power.
You could just switch styles. It's so sick.
Unleash the blinding speed of Failnaught. Along with the sword of the creator, each weapon matches a direction.
Oh, they're the special button. Okay.
Your will and mine be now as one. To you, both sides of time are revealed.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Through Smash, show the world.
Worth. You know, there are gonna be a lot of complaints on this, but I really wanted this. I was actually hoping for just Edelgard herself, but I love the fact that The equipped on. Sakurai, please just put him up on the notice what's going on.
Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the battle. Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This release is planned for January 28th. You'll have instant access if you have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will also be available for purchase individually. In case you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry. First off, what is Fire Emblem? It's really hard to pronounce in Japanese. The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem. But when writing it, if you don't write Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem police will come and get you, so please be careful.
Gotta be careful, there's a lot of Fire Emblem police here.
The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom in 1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly tactical. Well, it's tactical in that it simulates combat. You can think of it as moving pieces in a board game. Or in other words, a game in which you advance units across a grid and...
I love that I can wield a spear. That's so good.
When we talk about tactical games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on. But Fire Emblem was unique because each unit was a specific character, sort of like in role-playing games.
They had specialties.
Plus, something made it stand out from other Nintendo products. Characters could permanently die.
Gonna double check. I am recording.
That's pretty direct language though, so perhaps we should just say they're...
It's not older than Pokemon. Apparently I'm not getting your... Oh, that's why it's disconnected from
But
chat.
really, if a character fell in battle, you'd lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use
Okay,
them.
now we're here. Can you type something in real quick just so I know I'm getting yours? Because
Recent entries in the series maintain this concept of permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you. But a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals, so to speak. In the older games, your units would really be gone, never to be mentioned again. Scary.
I'll just go delete that old
The game's
broadcast, but
stories
my
are told
god.
like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios. Several characters also appear in the Super Smash Bros. Series, and 6 of the 7 can use a counterattack. It's their down special. There's actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game.
Oh, that
First
makes
comes
sense.
your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn.
Nope, not at all. No classes
Now,
today.
Fire Emblem Three Houses is the 17th game in the series. People who aren't Japanese in particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many? Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes in the remakes, but you don't include the Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge. I'll give it a try.
Oh my god. Fire Emblem Gaiden, Fire Emblem Mystery of the Emblem, Fire Genuine of the Holy War, Theatrical 76, Fire Emblem Blazing Blade, Roy, Sacred Stones, Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, Shadow Dragon, Mew Mystery of the Emblem, Fire Emblem Awakening, Fire Emblem Fates, Heroes,
There you
Valentisia, Three
go,
Houses.
17. So you saw how I was counting in a weird way, right? I was counting in binary. This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2.
What are you getting at?
2 plus 1 equals 3. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you get 16. Add 1 and you get 17. Awesome, isn't it?
What are you doing in the
You can
studio?
actually count up to 31 on one hand. And if you use both hands, you can count all the way up to 1023. If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could always give it a go. What is Fire Emblem Three Houses? In Japanese, the male version of the main character is called Bereto and the female version is called Beresu, but in English they share the same name,
Byleth.
Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses. Once you've chosen a house, you guide them through their school life, and, well, you end up fighting.
You know, as a teacher, I really love that a teacher got in the game.
After a certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you. To understand the concept of Fire Emblem 3 Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release.
Oh, that makes sense.
I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example. Because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter.
Oh no, people are gonna complain.
I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it.
Couldn't just pick one.
And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference. The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is very different. Your experience will vary depending on the route you choose, and many of the characters you meet will adopt different roles in the story. I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll understand. Before my demonstration, I should point out that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance.
How long is this
but
one
this
advance?
time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release.
Oh my god.
Right now, it's actually November. Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version.
That's fair.
As always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes.
Alright, let's see what Violet can do. If I literally could just switch to spear, bow, and whatnot, on the drop of a dime, I'm gonna be happy.
So this is our new fighter.
Yo, this is so sick, look at this. I'm using the male
They're
version.
lacking in mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for them. Throws are not their strong point either.
No,
Their
it's
grab
range.
lacks range. But actually, you could say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem 3 Houses. They look like bones, and there's a reason for that.
So I wonder how he's
let's
switching.
talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs.
The regular
The
sword
Sword
of the
Creator.
For up inputs, okay.
The Sword of the Creator here is Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip. They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves.
So that's kind of like the
For their
all-around
up
one.
smash attack,
The whip.
they'll whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the air.
I love this
For
stage.
their
It's
up
just,
air attack,
it's just in the market.
they'll wave the whip sword overhead. The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time. The up special move is really something. The sword extends like this, allowing you to do things like this.
Yo, that's cool. I
It
dig
was
that.
pretty terrifying how I knocked him into the air with that attack. And in addition,
It meteors, and it meteors towards the stage.
you can do awful things like this. That said, you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage.
Yo, I'm cool with that though. Like they can just find another little combo.
Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful.
Oh,
You may
it's
find
not
it
just
helpful to
there.
meet
We're
it,
going many places during the sanctuary. That's cool.
I've already shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges. So that's the up special. Now,
Side
for the
special?
sideways inputs. This is Erdfar, the same name as the weapon.
Yo, it's just a
tilted
hella
upward.
poke, man. I can change the direction.
First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long
Oh yeah, I called it.
like so. Marth's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right?
You guys remember yesterday when I was like,
If
look at those
Byleth
3
does the same
posters.
thing,
Gonna be
you win
3 of
out,
them in
so
some
you
way.
should be able to beat it. Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here.
Yo, what the frick? That's so far.
Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger.
Ooh, but little ones
And
can
if
crouch
you knock
under
an
it.
opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them.
Okay, that's cool. So
By the way, the tip of the lance is more powerful.
it's
The
a
shaft
tipper.
is weaker,
This is my character.
so it's not suited to close combat. It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far. That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part aimed upward. Or downward in this case.
So why
Next, the side special move.
an upward
Violet will
swing?
simply swing the lance like this.
But that is
excellent
perfect for like the hella
For example,
spaces though.
Even when your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit. Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward a little, like this.
Charges forward doing smash attacks, really? I
But
wonder
as
if I
you
could
expect,
reverse it.
It can be easily shielded, so be careful.
So you have to space it. I can dig that.
Use it
It's
in
not like
midair
F smashes
and
were
carve up
safe
the launch
anyways.
area.
Yo.
Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal reach, but they lack verticality. So this complements it well. Although you'll be vulnerable when you land.
But you're still safe if you space
Now,
it.
for the downward inputs.
Like no one
For these,
could outrange you
Violet
but
will use an
Corrin?
axe called Emir.
Ah, the Edelgard axe.
It's named after a weapon that appears in Ugaritic myth. First, the down air attack. It really is strong.
That is a frickin' meteor.
You can try for a meteor effect with this attack. Next is the down smash attack. A heavy swing of the axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power.
Wait, how much damage did that do?
And for the down special, Violet channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different. When readying the move, there's a super armor effect. Which allows you to withstand an attack.
I love it. Can be
Just
grabbed
so you know,
though.
if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time, it plays out like this. It's a bit slower
Yo,
than the Falcon
though.
Punch, but due to the super armor effect, you have the advantage. Unless you get grabbed.
That's fair
Another
though.
notable
That's
aspect is that it lets you pass through platforms.
what?
While you're charging up, you can breeze past platforms like this to reach a lower area.
That's
It
so
won't let you
good.
jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack.
That's so good.
Also, you can turn around during the move. The swing takes a while, so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change direction.
Can you
Even though it can be hard to land. a
can you
hit
like
with
drop
move,
down and change direction? Because then
it
you
can be
cover
really
often.
effective when used against a group of
And
opponents.
people who are behind you gets hit too?
Plus, even if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little.
So space it.
It's as if the quaking of the ground launches them. By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters. It hits with that much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter.
So you have to be really damn careful, but it's still worth it.
Next, we have the neutral moves. The bow you
The bow.
use is called Failnaught, which shares its name with the bow from the
My
Knights of
favorite
the Round
house.
Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of Pit's and other fighters like him.
Looks like it
lets
has
you
no
spin the weapon
hitbox though.
around. It's also easy to create certain combos with it. And with the neutral special, you'll let loose an arrow. It seems pretty straightforward, right?
But
But there are
But-
a few noteworthy aspects to this bow.
I always wanted an
The
archer.
biggest difference between this bow and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful. That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the shield button. You can also
I am
change
so
direction
happy.
while in the stance. It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash a powerful arrow that looks like a beam of light.
God! Yes!
You can perform
Holy
this move
shit!
by keeping the button held down.
This is a critical
You
animation!
charge up power like so, charge a bit more, and then fire. But again, you'll need to take care when using this move. For
Reflection.
one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it. Not even with the shield button.
So
In other
a
words,
fox
you're
can
committed
reflect
to
it.
firing it. So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible.
Yo, the Barracks though, I
Once you've
love
entered the
this.
stand, you won't be able to do anything.
So, choose
Which means
wisely.
it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents. So you
That's
need to think
such
carefully when using this
A good
projectile
use
weapon.
of it though.
Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version.
Yeah. It's the whip. It's pretty much
As
the...
you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sothis and launch an attack together. Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female. However, the third,
Yo, the three
fourth, and
houses.
fifth colors are, as you can see, reminiscent of the house leaders. Those of you who played the original game will of
I
course
love it.
understand what I'm referring to. The sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier.
That's pretty cool. I dig that.
And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game's story.
Yeah, I know what
Didn't we
happened.
see this variation in the final smash?
One of them is Sothis herself, and the other one is Byleth. I can't say.
Next, I'll introduce the stage. For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place
I'm
where you
so
spent
happy.
most of the game, Garreg Mach Monastery. This is how Garreg Mach Monastery is laid out in the original game.
Yeah. Has
From
the
these,
dorms
we
on the
chose to have
left,
it
you
cycle
got the
through
marketplace,
reception hall,
rocks.
bridge, and cathedral,
Cathed-
all in one stage.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going up in a down loop.
It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four. Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas.
So it's gonna, they're gonna have a lot of kids in there.
The first area is
Oh
the
my
marketplace.
god.
I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping.
This is where
The guests that appear
yeah, the
here
Blue
are
Lions.
students of the Blue Lions house. Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid. Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say. They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri's the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one, that one. There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths.
Stage
where
is
you buy
banned,
all sorts of things,
but it's good.
here you can break them, you see.
Actually, maybe not.
If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right.
Nah, it's probably banned.
I wonder where people will buy their supplies now. And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper.
Yeah,
You often pass through this area in Fire Emblem 3 houses,
have
and
to.
you end up
There's no-
talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come
Yo,
to a
you just
stop,
go over, and you come back down? Ah, now we're in
you
Edelgard
broke through the
house.
ceiling and
The re-
slammed into the building.
It's the first place you meet Edelgard.
And the guests in the reception hall are Edelgard,
Petra.
Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adressian Empire. And as such, they embrace their military might. Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict. Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals. You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down.
Hey, it's like a mini Little Mac stage.
However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters.
Nope, banned. There we go. You can be camped.
It's nice if you can work your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or perhaps by using another fighter as a stepping stone. There we go. I made it.
I love the
And
recovery
you can
on
knock it
that.
down. Also, you can break this table.
Cool.
Like so.
I'm cool with the destructive unit.
Just like the sign that reads Furin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range.
And then next, my house.
Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area.
Welcome to the Golden
It's
Deer.
very wide indeed.
Ah, we got. It is wide. Holy smokes!
It's similar to the bridge of Elden stage. The guests are from the Golden Deer, Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance. Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that
Yo, we got
appear in
Pegasus in the
Genealogy of
background.
Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem
Who is
series.
that in the background?
I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training.
Oh, it's just a
As
regular
for the
soldier.
bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple. You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen.
Yo! I love that
You could also say it's a place where the fail knot really shines, and in this sense, I think it suits the Golden Deer perfectly.
Yeah, we're going to one more place? Ah, the
last area is
cathedral.
the cathedral. Only with some
Ah.
pass through.
I knew it.
The guests appearing in the cathedral are Sedith, Flane, and Rhea. There's Sedith.
Flane's so
who appears to have
adorable.
an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flane. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who
And
you
they
can
love
see fighting
fishing.
during the opening of Fire Emblem.
Sedith
Three
not so
Houses.
much, but Flame loves fishing.
All three have character quirks related to their true identities. I feel that Flame might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that. This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms. Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged. It'll cycle through each location in about 2.5 minutes.
So,
Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages. That'll give us precisely 5 players per side. Alright, here we go, Joker. Joker! And Hero!
Sakurai, you're killing off the old DLC.
Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo!
Shocked them too.
By now, I think you know what I'm doing. But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the professor here. But as expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so I'm using anything I can get my hands on. It's not going to land that easily.
The range,
This
though.
is bad. Fennekin's.
Fennekin, please.
I better keep my distance.
Yo, that roll is so good.
I'll use this chance to attack. Got him.
God, so good.
That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here.
She's gonna murder Snake. Holy smokes.
Lots of explosives. Ouch. Perfect shielded that, huh? Good one. If I do this, or like so. No anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected.
I love that nair. I'm just hoping the hitbox
There's
isn't
Mom.
that bad. There's Mom.
You're in a good spot, Mom. I
He
should
calls
have taken
me.
that.
He
Gardevoir.
calls
Well, I guess no one uses projectiles. At this point, it doesn't matter if Gardevoir's there or not. I feel like the enemy might get this smash ball. See? They got it.
Is he gonna fail?
But I mustn't give up.
Jump
I
right!
can't waste the chance.
Get off a jump! That's so good. He did it
There's
off a
another
jump.
smash ball. Yes, got it. Now.
Roy, no.
There's still more. Whack.
Yeah, you're gonna win it with the
Go
hammer.
on. You can take the hammer, but it's mine.
Counter,
Although
counter.
I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state. I hit him. I was trying to fight using Byleth's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game. It can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself. The end.
Song collection.
Now, about the additional music. Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration. 11 songs are being added.
Yeah, that's all of them,
This
pretty much.
includes an arrangement of the main theme in both Japanese and English.
I love it.
I hope you'll enjoy these as well. We're also adding in a new spirit board.
Yo.
It includes the house leaders among some of the other popular characters.
She would be an ace fighter. Sothis on the right. Yeah.
Sothis is Legend class. Also, there's a new classic mode route, a Heroic Legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series' history.
That's cool.
The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that.
I'm a little
Now
curious.
for the Mii Fighter costumes. Please take a look.
I'm gonna be streaming again later. More Mii Fighter costumes. Please let Lloyd be. Breath of the Wild, huh? Oh my god, do I get the music? Please give me the music! Give me the music! Oh my god! All the rabbits? That's great. Mega Man. More Mega Man. That's my favorite one, I'm not gonna lie. Yo, Cuphead! For Cuphead, there's a sort of adventure on the Inkwell Isles, but when he received the prestigious individuation, I couldn't read all of it, but... Yo, uses his finger. That's great. I love it. I did not expect Altair. I also like that little reference. January 28th. Probably when the update's going to come out.
This time, we're releasing a Cuphead costume. And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added.
Yes.
It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cag
Can we talk
Incarnation.
about the Altair costume and the
I
song
hope
I'm
you
going to get
enjoy
with
these
that?
as well. After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii Fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it. And now, onto the amiibo. The color
I want the
palette
Dark
for
Samus so much.
looks pretty good, doesn't it? Dark Samus and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th. And now, with the addition of Byleth, the Fighters Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Byleth.
That's a good list.
From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added. But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play.
Yo, that snipe though, I'm gonna love it. Oh, you get dropped off?
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
Have a look? Oh no. How many? Another 5? Another 5? 6? 6? We going 6?
Looks like there will be 1 more fighter than last time. For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2. It will be available for pre-purchase on the date shown, so please keep an eye out. And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed.
Go and support Sakurai, he's doing a good
time,
job.
I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why and purchase it. Furthermore, the new additions have already been decided.
Already?
Even if I receive many requests regarding potential candidates on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them. But I still hope you'll look forward to it. We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex costume. But this time, here's what we have.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yo, the battle armor.
For me, Sword Fighter. The ancient soldier gear from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the
Okay,
Wild.
never mind. It's not the battle armor. Yeah, the battle armor is
This will not be
the
for sale
Viking
individually,
looking one.
so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2. It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest-selling fighting game in the world.
Yep.
Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world. Seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is #1. Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game. I feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely. Also,
okay,
I
see you later,
feel a
Reds.
deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters. The first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC, which means no breaks for me. I plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
Bye-bye, Sakurai. See you next 6.